My wife said she was in love with someone else, then chased me through the house begging me to forget it ever happened. Those words keep replaying in my head like a broken record, refusing to fade no matter how hard I try to distract myself. It all started as just another argument, something small, something forgettable. The kind of disagreement married couples have all the time. We were standing in the living room, voices raised, frustration building with every passing second. I remember thinking it would end like it always does, one of us walking away, both of us cooling off, and later pretending nothing really happened. But this time was different. This time, in the middle of all that anger, she looked straight at me and said something that didn't feel like it came from the moment. It felt deeper, heavier, like it had been sitting inside her for a long time waiting to come out. I'm in love with someone else. For a second, I didn't even react. I just stood there, staring at her, trying to figure out if I had heard her correctly. My chest felt tight, my thoughts scattered, and everything around me suddenly felt distant, like I was no longer fully there. I didn't yell. I didn't ask questions. I just turned around and started walking away, because I knew that if I stayed in that moment any longer, I might completely break. But before I could even process what had just happened, I heard her footsteps rushing behind me, fast and panicked. Her voice no longer filled with anger, but with fear. She kept calling my name, her tone shaking, repeating over and over again that she didn't mean it, that it was just something she said in anger. Yet the more she said it, the less believable it sounded. Because out of all the things someone could say in a fight, why that? Why those exact words? As I kept walking, her voice echoing through the house, I realized something had already changed between us. Something that couldn't simply be fixed with an apology. It wasn't just about what she said, it was about what it might mean. About whether it was truly a mistake, or a truth that slipped out when her guard was down. And now, no matter how many times she tries to take it back, I'm left standing in the middle of a reality I never expected, questioning everything I thought I knew about my marriage, my partner, and the life we built together. Second paragraph. I finally stopped at the end of the hallway, my hand resting against the wall as if I needed something solid to keep me from falling apart. She caught up to me, her breathing uneven, eyes filled with tears I had never seen before, not even during our worst fights. She kept saying my name like it was the only thing holding her together, repeating that it was a mistake, that she didn't mean a single word of it. But I couldn't bring myself to turn around, because in that moment, I wasn't just hurt, I was questioning everything. Every late night, every time she smiled at her phone, every moment I brushed off as nothing, suddenly felt like a piece of a puzzle I never knew I was solving. My silence seemed to scare her more than any anger ever could, and she moved closer, almost afraid I might disappear if she didn't hold on to me. There's no one else, she said again, her voice breaking. I was just angry. I just wanted to hurt you. That sentence hit differently, because if hurting me was that easy for her, if those were the words she chose, then what did that say about us? About her? About the way she really felt deep down? I slowly pulled away when she tried to grab my arm, not out of anger, but because I didn't know who she was in that moment. The person I trusted for years suddenly felt like a stranger standing too close. And the worst part wasn't just the possibility that she meant what she said. It was the realization that even if she didn't, something inside our relationship was broken enough for those words to exist in the first place. Final paragraph. That night, the house felt unbearably quiet, even though she was still there, moving around softly as if afraid any sound might push me further away. We didn't talk much after that. She tried a few times, sitting near me, whispering apologies, promising there was nothing and no one. But I could barely look at her the same way. It's strange how one sentence can rewrite years of memories, How it can turn love into doubt in a matter of seconds. I lay awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, replaying not just what she said, but how she said it. The look in her eyes, the way it didn't feel like a slip, but something real that escaped at the worst possible moment. Maybe she truly didn't mean it. Maybe it was just anger, just a cruel choice of words in a heated moment. But the problem is, I don't know that anymore. And that uncertainty is louder than any argument we've ever had. Trust isn't something you can force back into place overnight and right now. It feels like I'm standing on the edge of a life I no longer recognize. She's still here, still trying, still saying it was a mistake. But I keep asking myself the same question over and over again. If it really meant nothing, then why does it feel like everything has changed?